Yeah.
Ew.
What's going on, man?
Cooling. How you?
My man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good too. Hanging in there.
So,
Know you got that. Know you got that breaking news just now
I seen one. I don't know if it's the same one you talking about, but go ahead. What you got?
with the Westbrook to the Lakers.
Oh, I didn't see that. I seen Buddy Hill to the Lakers.
Yeah. So yeah, I seen that about 20 minutes ago, and then just now, I got a alert for the Westbrook to the. It's interesting to see which one is true because it's the same package going for each way.
Right. Yeah. Because I was about to say, if the Buddy Hill jump went down, what do the Lakers have left to get a Westbrook?
Yeah, it was the same exact package. It was Cal Kuzma, Harrell, another player, and the number 22 pick for tonight. Strad.
That's crazy.
Because it says, yeah, um, deal is nearly complete, whatever that means.
Because I thought that was a laugh for Buddy Hill. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely is a lot, but at the same time, Buddy Hill is. I feel like he's solid. He just need a opportunity on a good team. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah. I like this. Don't want to get misconstrued. I definitely like Buddy Hill, but like he hasn't reached the potential we thought he would. So like
Right.
he wouldn't garner that much in a trade, or
Uh,
shouldn't at least. That's all. That's all I
oh
say.
yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Completely agree. Um, I, I hope the Westbrook. I hope the Westbrook trade is true
Okay. You
because
why you hope so?
if the Wizards trade Westbrook, I feel strongly about Boston getting Bill.
Okay, you got those type of motives. Okay, okay.
Relax, 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 relax.
It sucks though, cause like I'm not gonna fall for the trap this time.
What's that?
Cause you think pairing a big name with LeBron, but I don't like this pairing. I don't like this pairing. Like, what is Westbrook gonna do off ball?
He can't be off ball. He just can't.
So, and LeBron isn't that great off ball. No disrespect. So it's
Yeah.
like,
To me it's like I he Russell Westbrook he has to be on ball. LeBron, he's not that athletic anymore. Well, he is athletic, but about to be 37, 38. Um he full circle, man. Like he used to want people to stand in the corner and shoot when it was him. So now he has to learn to do the same, man.
yeah, that or we get to see this magnificent post game that he got supposedly got.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. It's gonna be interesting to see. Man, that could yeah, definitely look forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
It from face value, it scares me a lot more than them just getting Buddy Hill.
Yeah. No disrespect, I mean, but yeah.
Yeah, no disrespect, Buddy.
Buddy Hill would be the better parent, but regardless if it might not work, Russell Westbrook is a scary player, man. I mean,
Yeah,
he not one of my favorites and not like that, but I mean, you're talking about a walking triple double, man.
and he's just relentless energy, both sides of the floor.
Yep.
So that's the kind of stuff you need. Um, so fire sale in Washington, or
It's sale. I mean, if they getting rid of Westbrook and potentially might get rid of Bill, it's definitely time to sell.
yeah.
Well, I
Hmm?
mean, well, I don't know. If they get a nice haul back for Bill, that could be something.
It is the East.
Maybe to buy in and let chill and see what they do with these draft picks. And you might get a nice solid team in a couple years, you know?
And according to scouts, this is allegedly one of the deepest drafts in NBA history.
They saying that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it, and the way niggas was talking was like, damn near everybody that gets picked tonight should be some type of contributing factor.
Okay, we shall see. We
Definitely will
shall
see.
see.
Only thing we know about the draft is it's officially been announced that Detroit is going to take Cade Cunningham at number 1.
Okay, definitely look forward to seeing that later on tonight.
So what time does that start? 7, 8?
Probably like 8, I think.
Okay,
Because yeah, they only like what 2 rounds, right?
yeah, it's only 2 rounds.
Yeah,
Yep.
they might push it back later at 8.
Yeah. Normally I'd be like with the super specifics, but since Boston we traded our first round pick away, I kind of lacked all.
Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, you ready to get into these topics?
Yes, sir.
Man, so what do we want to talk about first? I mean, since we talked about the NBA, shouldn't we just get those out the way?
Yeah, man. Might as well.
So the way I'm gonna segue from that is, Lakers, LeBron, Westbrook. They get Westbrook, they'll probably be the favorites to come out the West. The favorites to come out the East, barring injury, will more than likely be the New Jersey, the
New
Brooklyn Nets.
Jersey.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets. So Kyrie Irving is in headlines as far as not being on board with the recent release of one of his shoes. How do you feel about that? What's going on with that?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like the shoe. I mean, like he said, he doesn't have any input on the shoe or what have you, but the shoe looks very similar to other Kyrie models. Maybe he
Okay.
didn't want that direction or what have you, but yeah, and to see him like voice his frustration on social media and pretty much denounce his shoe, that probably won't bode well with a struggling Nike basketball unit already. Like the KDs, Kyries, and LeBrons, they just don't hit that well. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then for him to keep down his own, and for whatever reason, that's how like the sneaker market is.
Mm-hmm.
So like if Kyrie isn't buying into his own shoe, and if he don't buy into it, he might not wear it. So he's not going to create moments in that shoe. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to do well with selling this new model.
So why do you think like these modern day superstar shoes don't hit like that?
It's a couple of different things. Like these, I don't know. They not really doing the iconic things in the shoes. Like if you look at like a lot of the Jordans, they have iconic moments attached to it. The flu games, the
Mm-hmm.
Olympics. You know what I'm saying? The last shots. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's not really a lot of that. And then Nike design team is like super trash. Like I was talking to my homie, shout out to Fly Guy. He says
Okay.
Nike is struggling with doing a good mix of performance and style.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like it's easy. It's like it's. I want to say it's so easy because like Nike can like really milk. Well, they are milking the game. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you can make money over money because like what really sold Nike basketball division was like I said the moments, and then you have like you can attach a shoe to a holiday or a theme.
Right.
It's so much untapped stuff and stuff you can rehash. You can do it right, and they just don't do that. Have like you used to look forward to the Christmas shoes. You used to look
Right.
forward to the Easter pack, the Black History Month pack, and so on and so forth. And they just, I don't know. I don't know, man. They shouldn't have been with that.
Okay. So how do you feel about as far as like I guess creative control would go? How do you feel about like I'm assuming he doesn't have that much creative control over the shoes?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess maybe he had it early on, and then maybe they just all of a sudden they just really stopped getting his input or something. I don't know, but it's I mean that would be something I would want to have on my shoe. That's like something you always think about, like if I make it to the NFL, NBA. For
Mm-hmm.
me, since I'm in the shoes, I'm like, dang man, if I had my designer shoe, like what would I sign? That'd be definitely something I would want to put in my contract. I got like creative control over the shoe and colorways and stuff like that. That's something I would tell my team to negotiate for me.
Yeah, that's definitely would have to have that kind of control. Like, I don't. The last thing you want to do is like, I get it, it happens, but the last thing you want to do is like you said, taking it to social media
Yeah.
and basically, once you make a post like that, you're gonna influence people not to buy them. You know what I mean?
Right, and like Kyrie's already working doing great. Like if you're a shoe person, you know what I'm talking about. So like these shoes never really sell out, and they always hit the clearance, the Nike outlets and stuff like that. So you can always get them at a discount price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, doing this is on top of that is just not going to bode well for the new Kyrie signature shoe.
Yeah. And that's a very interesting point you brought up too, as far as like the iconic moments in shoes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like a lot of it almost brings you to like what we truly idolize nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At least with certain players, because it's
Yeah.
like unless you're like Giannis is kind of like a different type because he has highlights. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now he definitely has a couple of iconic moments, but he's not going to really go out and consistently give you a bunch of iconic moments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At least not the ones that we're like accustomed to. So yeah, I feel for Kyrie, and at least in this occasion, and hopefully they can get that resolved over at Nike.
Yeah. All right. Before we leave this topic, did you see the exchange on Twitter between KD and it's this guy named Cuff? Small backstory. He
Uh-huh.
somehow linked to he sold LeBron like some shoes or some jerseys back in the day before LeBron like blew up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so he's actually friends with LeBron like on Twitter and everything. So he's like one of the faces of NBA Twitter, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so he has like some insight of where LeBron's going. Like for the decision, he knew LeBron was going to Miami. Everyone knew, and he knew LeBron was going to LA before everyone knew. So he's been like featured on ESPN. His tweets have been featured on ESPN every so once in a while. But to get to the point that I brought up, he tweeted that Kyrie needs a new team around him. KD, for whatever reason, took exception to that and quoted that tweet and put like an empty, poor condition room. Basically saying like people who make these statements, saying they live in these type of conditions.
Okay.
And then Cuff responded back with, yeah, it's 5 a.m. in Tokyo. We definitely about to bring home the bronze. And then fast forward to what I was really bringing it up for. Kyrie left Rock Nation Sports. And so Cuff is having it up early this morning on Twitter saying, oh, some guy. That's what ESPN calls him, some guy. So he's like, some guy. It was right again. Kyrie got rid of his team. And that's what I said. He needed a new team around him. So that was just an interesting tidbit to see on Twitter yesterday.
Oh yeah, wow, that's interesting. So, Cuz was talking about that kind of team.
I guess so. I mean, if he wasn't, he took that as a win. You know what I'm saying? To fit his narrative.
Yeah, facts. So, yeah, definitely, Kyrie is very interesting. It seems like something's always like surrounding them. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, I wanted to say that, but I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I be trying to chill in the players. I don't know if that be going too hard, but yeah, there's always something with him, man. It's always something with him.
Yeah. So, ever since he left Boston, I've been cool on Kyrie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with like you leaving. It's the way people do things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you. I was about to say they having a senior night, having like a fan fest night, and you telling the whole stadium full of people you gonna resign just to like dip out a couple months later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, just why do you even tell people that? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
If it ain't a done deal, don't promote nothing like that.
yeah. And then the management is trying to work with you to see like what you think the pieces should be around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you not answering the calls and you being standoffish at work and all of this type of stuff. And like, yeah, I kind of was out on him after that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
See, I can go into a whole rant because like my homie hit me this morning. We started talking about this. I'm like, but this the type of person that gets those type of calls. And a story we're not going to cover, Arron Rodgers, he can't get that courtesy, but Kyrie can get that courtesy from a team he was with for a cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
And it to me it really comes down to like a lot of life is preference. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say you want something, it's like the organization put you in a situation where you literally had everything you needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's like I said, it just seems like it's always something. Once I peeped that, I was like, it's just always something with this guy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So one thing that we can since we was talking about the Lakers earlier, and we did bring up LeBron, we didn't discuss how he is the first active player to reach the billionaire status.
You gotta give it
Yeah,
up to him, man.
that
That is amazing. See stuff like that's amazing, bro.
definitely. It almost sounds unreal.
Right.
He's literally still playing, and he's hit the billionaire status. Man, I know we rag on LeBron. It's more so for on the court stuff,
Right.
but man, off the court, has he had like almost a perfect life off the court?
Yeah. Yeah, like bro, he's like one of the best businessmen I done seen, bro. Him and Hoes, man.
Yeah.
For
Business
our culture, you know what I'm saying?
facts. Businessman, family man, like
Yeah.
uh,
Live the life, man.
yeah, off the court, literally. Like he high school sweetheart, still married to her, kids together.
Right.
You know, got the your passion is basketball. Got to win a championship in your hometown.
Right. How
Like
many people can say that?
facts. Like literally is just. I know everybody got their problem, but literally is looking like cloud nine for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, that's impressive. I'm super impressed, man. That's congratulations to LeBron.
Definitely. Big congratulations, man.
Yeah,
That's fire.
yeah, super fire. Anything you want to add to that?
Nah, man, you summed it up great, man. Like I said, man, that's amazing. And just imagine how much more money he could be making, but he's limited to certain stuff because he's still an active player. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah. So he, I'm once he retires, I'm quickly. I'm guessing he'll quickly become like some type of owner in the NBA as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that add on to that revenue that he's getting. You know what I'm saying? Bro, let me hold something, man. Damn.
Yeah.
I ain't greedy. Let me get 100,000.
You know what I'm saying? A little hunt thigh wow, man.
Yeah. But other than that, um, we going to jump sports and we're gonna go to the NFL.
Okay.
Um, So we're not going to talk about this, but we it is worth mentioning that Aaron Rodgers is back at Packers camp.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, they Packers made a bunch of what they call it concessions to Aaron Rodgers. Obviously giving him say so when roster moves. I guess on the offensive side of things. Um, GM came out. I think it was either today or yesterday and said that, and this is awkward. They didn't want Randall Cobb. Aaron Rodgers want Randall Cobb, so we did this for Aaron. Um, Before we even get off, because I really don't want to get into this, but what do you feel about like what's going on in Green Bay? Like, what is that about?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's just it. It's You're watching an organization that don't take care of their players. Like Aaron mentioned a lot, and that's what I was trying to tell Knight is like they don't take care of their players. So what
Mm-hmm.
you're watching is someone have to eat their words. They were ready to dump Aaron Rodgers, but they couldn't. Jordan Love probably is not up to par, and the other quarterbacks they brought in aren't up to par.
Yeah.
So they couldn't make that easy transition. You know what I'm saying? They got lucky when Aaron Rodgers fell to their lap in that draft. But
Mm-hmm.
now, you know what I'm saying, Jordan Love isn't ready to take over, so now they have to eat their words. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Jordan Love's publicity people, because during that draft, during that whole process, they had hyped him up so much that made it seem like he would be like ready to go day one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's year 3 and he's not ready to go. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So shout out to him for that. But the real reason we wanted to bring up the NFL is an ongoing war, which is I feel like is on its way to spreading outside the NFL. And it comes down to the vaccinations. There's been a low number of recorded vaccinations as far as the NFL go. A lot of teams, a lot of players aren't getting it. They're against it. The NFL is putting in these incentives where people could lose game checks. Basically, they're saying that they're going to make your life miserable and a living hell if you don't get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So they're indirectly trying to strong arm you into getting vaccinated without telling you to, hey, go get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, all types of outrage from this. What do you feel about that, man?
I'm not really a big fan of it. And like Cole Beasley said it, like he said it well. Like he's not anti-vax, he's not pro-vax. He's just pro-choice. You know what I'm saying? And it
Mm-hmm.
sucks that they're taking away the player's choice. And then like I don't think NFL is gonna take no accountability if something happens when these players take the vaccine and something goes wrong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It just sucks that some people like DeAndre Hopkins, they might give up their dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Their you know what I'm saying, their love, because you know what I'm saying, they don't want to be a hindrance to the team. Like that's the ultimate team player. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might look at it as him being selfish, but like, hey man, that's not what he feel, and he's not gonna try to play through it. And if he costs the team games and stuff like that, he's just gonna step away. So I mean, this just absolutely sucks, bro. What you think?
Oh man, it does suck, and I feel for DeAndre Hopkins. Players like him are in a tough situation, but he's on a mega deal right now. I feel for the players who need these checks, man, who's not
Yeah,
getting like the millions. You know what I'm saying?
true, true.
And one missed check could throw your whole thing in a frenzy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I really, it's forcing you to. It's the harsh reality, man. It's forcing you to either stand on your morals or go against them, and like you said, you just pray that nothing goes wrong when you get these vaccinations. Um, COVID-19 is clearly not going nowhere. We're literally, although unofficially, we're literally back at square one with this new variant.
uh-huh.
They're already talking about closing down like amusement parks, theme parks, and whatnot. Maybe even as early as sometime in August. So we could potentially be heading towards another maybe quarantine period or something like that. And I just feel like they didn't do this last year. And yeah, games was getting rescheduled, but not a bunch though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't nothing like super crazy or nothing like that. I felt like they could have just kept it that same format. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I
And you'll
don't.
probably be better off because some people are pro-vax. So that help a little if y'all, you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, I really. As much as I love football, man, you just want everybody to be able to. I don't want to watch slaves play. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right.
So I don't that, but yeah. But anyways, still sticking with the sports. Um, from football to gymnastics to the Olympics, we got to talk about Simone Biles. Backing out the Olympics, citing mental health. Um, which today the decision seems to be a little bit. The weight of that decision seems to be lifted, considering the replacement won a gold medal today.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sonny Lee.
Hmm.
And how do you feel about the backlash that Simone Biles was getting for backing out due to her mental health?
I feel it's unwarranted, man. It's unfair. It's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like it is like what made me like things seem like damn. It's like I seen like a your average white person, white male, American little trucker hat on, and just to hear him spew these type of words, like these be these racist motherfuckers that be wanting people to go out there and fight for the country or represent the country, as it pertains to the Olympics. And these people probably don't even like black people. You know what I'm saying? Keep it a
Mm-hmm.
hundred, keep it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? You don't even like her. You want her to go out and risk her health or her mental health for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to see what he says the Russians win another gold medal and all this other stuff. But I'm like, bruh, I'm like to deal with that. Like think about it, bro. Like sometimes I hate going to work dealing with the pressures of sometimes dealing with work. Imagine having the whole U.S. on your back,
Facts.
and then when you go to work and and she's been handling it, and then when you go to do your job, they just keep moving the goalposts. Like to say we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to judge you because your moves are too difficult, like that is crazy, young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and especially in the sport that she does this, you're judged on style and difficult moves.
Mm-hmm.
To say you're not going to judge her correctly because what she does is too advanced, the other gymnastics can't do it. Like that's crazy. I wouldn't want to deal with that stuff either, man. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy. You?
Yeah, I would have. I would have. I wouldn't have labeled it. I would have labeled it mental health, but before I would have pulled out citing mental health, I would have said exactly what you just said. Um, in a nutshell, it's just unfair, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a person. You're being penalized because who knows how much blood, sweat, and tears she's put into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what it's probably literally her life.
Yeah, and that's like something I was talking to the game about, and he mentioned, yeah, like these gymnastics, they start off at such a young age. So imagine like you can't even really be probably be a normal kid because you're in the gym practicing for this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then you're perfecting your craft to the point where you're making up stuff never seen before. And this is like second nature for black people. It's like when it comes to creative stuff, like once somebody taps in, they start just you get on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's just like, wow, I ain't never think I could think of nothing like this, but ain't nobody never did this. This shit's sweet right here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And for you to be like penalized for it instead of rewarded, it's really just one, it's a showing of how like not just the country, but the world, looks at blacks. You know what I mean? And two, like come on, it's not to play like the gender thing, but it's a young female. What she's 23, 24.
yeah, like 24. Yeah,
Yeah, so like, come on, like it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like she doing stuff you ain't never seen before. If she's sticking and landing everything, give her a perfect score. If it looks tough, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like all that other stuff is ridiculous.
Like
And
they want to call her a pansy because they want to say she, you know what I'm saying, quitting. But like, how is like, oh, I can't give you the max amount of points because other people can't do it. How soft is that? Like, what kind of malarkey is that? That's some bull.
facts,
That's why I did this move. So I
no,
got like,
like imagine us playing basketball and we just say we like playing 1-on-1 or something, and you down 2 and you trying to win the game, so you shoot a 3-pointer and the scorekeeper say, well, I can't give you 3 points for that because you ain't do no move with it.
yeah,
You know, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
Right, right. So
Your opponent can't shoot a three, so I can't give you 3 points.
right, right. It's ridiculous, man. Shout out to Simone Biles anyway, because she's 24 with almost 30 gold medals. You know what I'm
Yeah, she's
saying?
already goaded.
Yeah. So she can never do another flip, and she'll be, you know, she'll be doing her thing. Again, shout out to Sunny Lee for picking up that gold in her place. And from rolling on the gym mat to rolling loud, like I did that.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. Rolling loud, and what a controversy we had here. Still raging. um Headlines from the baby who made a homophobic and I guess HIV. I'll just say it's nothing really. There's no cool cliche way to say this one, but a HIV/AIDS, you know, rant as well. Not really a rant, but just a remark. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And drew a lot of backlash from a plethora of celebrities in the music industry, acting industry, all around world. How do you feel about this giant mess?
another thing that's like uncalled for. Like I know we only got a snippet of the performance, but I don't understand why he went on that rant. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
was just like super uncalled for. Like he probably has fans. You know what I'm saying? All walks of life. So like to be, you know what I'm saying, say some stuff like that, and then like for what, bro? Like. And then his whole just stance on trying to like just double down on it, stand tough on it. Like sometimes you just gotta know when to shut up and apologize for your insensitive, ignorant remarks, man.
Yeah. Um. I would have. I would have. Well, one, I wouldn't have said it. Period, because I understand business, and like you said, that community is, I'm quite sure, an avid supporter of the baby. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, Probably account for a nice amount of your streams, revenue, and when you're in a business like that, you have to. It's already hard enough to appeal to a bunch of people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone you saying shit like that that's taking you in the other direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, uh, all of it's completely uncalled for. I'm gonna go to the other side, and man, saying that stuff about HIV and AIDS. I really wish people would educate themselves on what HIV and AIDS really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as a society, we shun people who have HIV and AIDS when essentially it's just an immune virus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like your immune system is, to make it simple, it's confused. So instead of attacking what it feels like is germs and bacteria, it attacks you instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you know, but just for people listening, so I really wish like the stigma on that would change in society. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I really thought the story coming from that performance would be him bringing Tory Lanez out.
Yeah, so he was just acting up all over the place, huh?
but did Tory Lanez shoot Meg, man?
Man, that might be a conversation for another day, man. Cause like, I mean, what I will say is, bro, it's been like a year plus and nothing has happened yet. So maybe it's not as cut and dry as it may seem. And no, I'm not in support of Tory right now until I know the full details. I'm not supporting
Facts.
nobody. I'm
Facts.
just waiting to see this play out. Cause you know how people are. Oh, you say something like that, and you got to be pro Tory. No, I'm just noting the fact that like it's been a little minute, and but he probably did mess himself up because I'm pretty sure I think I heard that Meg has a restraining order, and he was at Rolling Loud, and his performance was right after Meg, so Meg was probably still somewhere in that vicinity. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right,
he might
right.
be in trouble for that.
Definitely might be in trouble. But yeah, I definitely thought that was going to be the big deal story until the baby kind of just washed that away. Um, do you think his career? He's going against. I don't know if they're trying to cancel the baby. I haven't heard the cancel thing. Have you?
No, I don't think so. But that's the thing. It's like I don't know. Cancel culture. I would
Selective.
say his career. I don't think it's going to be over because cancel culture doesn't really cancel too many people. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Okay.
only seen like maybe like one person who wasn't as big as him. Maybe this dude named Daniel Caesar.
Oh,
But
he's
I was
canceled.
it seemed he was like one of the nice ascension to you know what I'm saying being one of the R&B guys, and then he's been low. I've been saying his name featured on a few tracks here and there. I mean, I guess you could say R. Kelly and maybe Bill Cosby, but like, look how long that took. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. From the backlash I was seeing, people was just calling him ignorant and going on him. I haven't seen. Normally, you would see like a bunch of
Yeah,
let's cancel him or he's canceled. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
He'll lose a few dollars. Like he lost a sponsorship with this clothing brand called like I think Boohoo Man or something like that.
okay,
It's kind of like on the lines like a Fashion Over type thing or whatever.
okay,
And then
okay.
you got like one artist, Dua Lipa, came out and said something. I don't know. She might push to get that track changed or some shit. I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah, that was a big track for us. I don't know.
All
People
right.
say that stuff, but you know what I'm saying? They don't like to play with the money too much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know being politically correct versus actually doing it. That's what politics do, and that's what
Right.
people pick up on that kind of stuff when it comes to their business. Um, yeah, just an apology. He seems like he's gonna hold fast on these comments.
Yeah, you got like this little Avengers behind him, the TIs, the Boosies, the Tory Lanes.
Yeah, yeah. Even if you're not gonna apologize to the gay community, that's one thing. But I really feel like at least to the HIV.
Yeah, he gave like some half-hearted type stuff and tried to say like maybe we didn't get the full thing and he wasn't a Santa like that and you know what I'm saying? But still, I don't know. I don't think it was good enough. That's not my call to see if it was good enough, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that community might accept it.
Yeah, that is, yeah. You know how that community is, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say nothing about it. So we were talking about the Tory Lanez and Meg situation, and it's been a bunch of other cases, and which is there's a lot of rappers just like shooting people, killing people, getting caught with these guns, these drugs, and that will lead us to our next subject of why the rappers can't leave the streets alone.
Oh my god, this for the love of me, I just can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand to a certain extent, but like when you make it, like when you're like an NBA young boy, when you're like kind of solidified, you're doing crazy numbers. Like leave that stuff alone. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to mess with that stuff. You got a different stream of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got something to live for. You can support your family. You're taking care of so many others. Like they got to do better and not throw away this opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Completely agree. Has to be something like in the mental where this is like an addiction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't care about the negative outcomes enough to want to break the addiction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too much of anything is bad for you, but in this, especially in this sense, where it's like, you're in these streets and you might go to jail for a few years. Niggas don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these labels are really signing street niggas.
Yeah.
And this is becoming more and more evident. It for me, I start thinking something was wrong. It's just something's wrong mentally with and he's not a rapper, but Arron Hernandez.
Yeah.
You literally, you're in the NFL and you're making millions of dollars and you're on a max contract, at least a max contract for tight end sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're winning. You won the Super Bowl. Like you're at the peak of you're a key cog in the machine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody remembers that Gronkowski Hernandez duo, and y'all are killing people.
Right. Like
Uh,
why?
like you're making $50 million a year or something like that, or whatever the contract was, and if it's that dire, you can hire somebody. I'm quite sure you got somewhat of an entourage or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's when I first started to realize, like, yo, it's just something mental,
Yeah.
where it's like you just can't leave that shit alone.
Cause it's nothing else to really explain. Like, bro, if I got that much money, this type of life, I don't think I can ever get that mad. You got to like really, really do something to
Right.
like my family or something like that to make me that bad to want to remove you from this earth and lose everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then like you said, we talk about all that. Then he has like a family he loved in the door. You know what I'm saying? So you giving all that up too?
Yeah. I had a girlfriend, fiance, newly born kid. Yeah, just and these rappers, they go down like how many we hear, oh, these gun charges or such and such got shot to death. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
of course you have the rare occasions where you do move away and you just get caught slipping. But those don't count. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I, I really don't think it's going to change, but I'm just the type of person I always like to hold out a teeny bit of hope. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
hope it changed. But like you said, I don't see it changing because I don't know, man. These niggas is different, man. It's like these niggas getting more ruthless and ruthless, man.
Yeah, like, man, nigga riding around with these AKs and it's on site, broad daylight, and DC is having like a lot of problems now, where it's like rappers beefing with each other and they sending people to shoot at each other and they killing other people in the process, innocent people.
Right, babies, man.
Yeah. So definitely gotta do something about that. Gotta do something about that, definitely. I guess since we're talking about rappers, we can get into one of the most icon. Well, not, I don't know if he's an iconic rapper, but
He is. He is.
I don't even know if you know who I'm talking. Dr. Dre.
Go ahead.
So Dr. Dre.
Definitely iconic rapper, man.
Iconic producer. Yeah, but iconic rapper.
Come on,
It's a one hot album every 10-year average.
hey man. Niggas still waiting on detox, man.
Nah, we not. It's over and done with. We done. It's been 20 years. We done. All right, this nigga boys and oh man. But Dr. Dre has just, I don't know if it was settled out of court or whatever, but has to pay a spousal support and child support. I don't know if it's both or either or. $300K a month until his ex-wife remarries, which for the life of me, I don't understand why she would with that kind of money coming in.
He's not.
But on the other side, Kelly Clarkson has to pay spousal support and child support upwards of $200K a month. And wow, it's unbelievable. I couldn't imagine getting that much money every month. That's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't even know Kelly Clarkson was still making that kind of money where she'd get hit for that much.
Yeah, and that's who. What do you feel about these, like, I'm not gonna say excessive amount of spousal support and child support, but what do you feel about these like monumental amounts? Like
It's a bit much, even on both sides. I'm just happy. I'm just like kind of happy a little bit inside my petty side, if I can admit. I'm a little bit happy because like they was like cheering for Dr. Dre wife for getting that, even though she probably got the short end of the stick because Dre got that bread.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
300K is a lot to us, but she actually did receive the short end of the stick by what she wanted.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I was happy that Kelly Clarkson got hit. No disrespect to Kelly. It's not about you. It's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that's a lot of money, man. It's like, sheesh, like, I can see you be on the line for maybe a little bit. Maybe that amount for a little bit shorter time until you find your own. Or if it's gonna be for that long, it should be just for like basic needs of living and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy that I'm on the hook for that. You know what I'm saying?
You have
That's
to.
crazy.
Not only do you have to maintain your stuff, you have to maintain my mansion.
Right.
You know, my cars. Like you're literally on cloud nine. Whoever the divorcee is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't got to work on nothing. And he was like I think he's like a talent agent or talent scout or something like that.
So then there's his own money coming in.
Right. And he's still getting the 200. You know what I'm saying? Unless she finds some way to bring it back to court and say he's making his own money. He don't need mine. You know what I'm
Well, I'm not sure how the spousal thing works, but that's not going to make a difference when it comes to child support.
saying? Yeah.
Like if she's the breadwinner, and then obviously, I guess her life on the road.
So he got the cat.
Right. So she can't have the custody of the kid. She's going to end up paying, you know. So, yeah, I couldn't imagine, man. That's Dr. Dre that's after 3 months, that's $1 million.
Yeah.
So that's about $4 million a year.
Yeah, man.
Sheesh. Like that's damn near NBA contract, you know, vet minimum. You know what I mean? That's more than the vet minimum, actually. The vet minimum is 1.5 a year. But yeah, that's wow.
That's a crazy amount, man. Like, I mean, that sucks. Even though I know he got the bread, but still though, you know what I'm saying? He worked hard for that bread. She helped too. Yeah. But still though. Sheesh.
And one, it's a testament to how much money he actually has. Which to me, I'm guessing he's worth more than $1 billion now. It has to be somewhere past $1 billion. Because $300K a month is, like I said, that's $4 million a year, and that's just her. You know what he doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So definitely that. And then considering what she took him to court for, she wanted, I think, what, 2 or 3 million a month,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she wanted rights to his name and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was wild.
Definitely super violent. So she definitely got the short end of the stick for being greedy, as she should have. But 300K isn't bad.
Right.
200K isn't bad on cousins and either.
Shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars.
Yeah, very very popular and accurate cliche in this case. So from one producer to another, our what was it? Producer of the century,
Yes, sir.
which I don't,
Here comes the hate.
somehow is like a travesty. But I get it. Dr. Dre going through a little legal problems, so they ain't.
That's what pushed skateboard P over head.
Yeah, he going through his little legal problems, so they ain't gonna try to reward the nigga or nothing. You know what I'm
True. I see how you can come to that.
saying? So, for real, skateboard P, Mister yes sir, producer of the not the decade, not the 20, not the 2000s, producer of the century. That means this guy is the best producer we've seen in the last 100 years.
The
Now
goat, man.
I can already tell by how giddy you are how you feel about this, but I'm gonna
Man.
ask anyway. How do you feel?
Man, I love it, man. Definitely like one of my favorite producers coming up, and still to this day, one of the guys who like made me like look into like, oh, that's a producer. Okay, he made this beat, and then that's like a person. You know what I'm saying? When I follow like his beats because like that grinding beat was so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Like and that rang off in every lunchroom during the freestyle time of lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Such an amazing guy. I'm glad he getting his flowers now, man. Mr. Youthful.
Definitely Mr. Youthful. For reals, 40 something, 50 years old, still looking the same as when he's 20. You know what I'm saying?
I look older than that nigga.
um, I Pharrell is definitely one of the top producers of all time. You know, if I had to vote, I probably would have voted Dre. Um, but you know, no shame in him winning it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. All right, well, he won, so nigga body of work is incredible. Now, if it could have been somebody else from from you'd have been like, "Man, who the fuck is that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, then it'd been like questions, but nah, I definitely would have went as far as like a top three go in my book. I definitely would have went Dre, probably Pharrell, and then probably Kanye. And yeah, definitely no, like you said, iconic grinding beat. It's a lot of clips, songs from that time period that the beats was just out of control. Um, of course, he got the happy song, which is probably his biggest track of this side of the 2000s. Yeah, Pharrell's overall a good dude, man. At least from the outside looking in, you know what I mean?
And he from the area, man.
Yeah, Virginia, DMV. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, definitely those beats. Um, even the music he does with the nerd group, those beats are even like fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely deserves this award, man. At the end, like I said, I would have voted for Dre, but no shame in him winning at all. Definitely skateboard P. You know what I'm saying? Also had a lot of people doing the Star Trek sign with their fingers and shit.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
can't even do that shit without like using my other hand and shit.
yeah.
To form it.
I could do it with one hand, but I got to do that with the other hand and shit. I could do it with my right hand, but I got to do it, with my off hand. I got to do it myself and shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely fuck with Pharrell, man. Other worldly talent. Sometimes I sit back, right, and I think like when it comes to like the most iconic people in each little creative field, like when you think about like Kobe and Jordan and LeBron and them, or you think about like Dr. Dre and Pharrell, and it's like it's scary how good niggas is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga, because we had a discussion. This is more so about Dr. Dre than it was for real. But it's like, yo, a nigga's been making beats since the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how are you still good? like,
Yeah.
like you don't think like, damn, I done ran out of things to do. Like, nah, niggas are still good. like, so yeah, that shit's scary, man. Like, shout out to them, young.
Definitely shout out to all in all.
Yeah. So keeping on with the with the iconic musicians, a Nick Cannon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? If y'all and anybody listening, don't start that hating shit.
Your pops don't like me.
He is iconic. Dig along.
Yeah, man.
Mm-mm.
Man, hits, man.
It definitely had hits. And one of the most iconic dances from Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Yes, sir. I still see people do this shit to this day, bro.
to this day,
I
niggas
think it
is
done made its way to Fortnite and some more shit, man. Shit crazy, man.
So before we get into what we was gonna talk about with him, when you sing "Love Don't Cost a Thing," did you think that dance would last as long as it did?
Hell no. I didn't even really think too much of the dance at the time. And then when I seen people doing it, since I love that movie, I watched that movie like so many times. I knew exactly what they
Facts.
was doing. And like you said, it's crazy to see it's still relevant in the culture to this day.
Shout out to Nick Cannon. When I first saw that dance, I probably was crying. I think I was crying. That's how funny. I'm like, yo, Nick Cannon is a fool. Even whether he made the dance up or not, him doing it, I'm like, he's a fool, bro. And
Yeah.
so to see it make its rounds on TikTok and social media still in 2021, like you said, Fortnite, that's big homage to Nick Cannon.
Yeah, bro.
So he's been involved with a little bit of prank wars with Kevin Hart. You were saying you want to talk about that?
Yeah, man. So I couldn't even imagine engaging in prank wars like this. First, I didn't think too much of it because the first one I saw is on I think Kevin Hart's birthday. Nick Cannon sent him like a goat or some shit like that.
Okay.
So like okay, and then Kevin Hart answered maybe like a few weeks to a month later or something like that, and he put Nick Cannon number on a billboard, and people were blowing up Nick Cannon's phone. Oh my god, bro! How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about pranks in general?
Well, one, I'm a fan of pranks. Um, I wanna get into like doing more of them. I feel like depending on your environment, it's harder to prank certain people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, what they're doing, that's like, I guess I could easily just go post a person's phone number somewhere. We see people on Facebook do that a lot. Yo, call this number and tell her she ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't know if I'm willing to go that far.
and that's what I was going to ask you. What's your threshold? Like, we all watch the type of videos like the on YouTube and stuff like that, Facebook. Like, what's your threshold with pranks? Like, what's
That's
off
a
limits?
that's a that's a that's a good question because it's like I've seen some wild pranks. Like I seen a video where the cuz is like with his mans and they drinking like sodas and then his man's like turned his back for a second and he slipped like a Viagra in the soda or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then
That's crazy.
yeah, like about a few minutes later, you could tell cuz is like feeling different. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so it's like, uh, I I could see myself doing something like that, but that would probably be like the threshold. Like I don't understand. Like buying somebody, I don't even get like what the goat thing is. I would have took that as a compliment, whole T. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know about that. You got a threshold?
Yeah, I like watching them, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't want no prank to happen to me because like I wouldn't want nothing like nobody damaging my property. I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to get messy. Like I don't want to like get thrown in any water or anything like that. I wouldn't want like something for me to be holding a soda and somebody drop a Mentos in it. I've seen stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm not really that much of a fan of a prank being played on me. Like somebody hit me with an egg or something. I don't know. I'm not with it, man. I guess I'm a party pooper in that sense.
Yeah. Me right now, no. But if I was on their level, we having fun one day, it might turn into some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really. This ain't really a prank, but some shit like a food fight or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny because like back in the day, like we used to do shit like that. Say like we're in the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like walk, you know how like it's different traffic lanes in the mall hallways,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going this way, and like we would like bump niggas into the oncoming traffic and stuff.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
would like
Yes.
say like if you're walking through the neighborhood and you just walk past a house or something like that, we wouldn't say nothing. It would just be a nick knock right then and there. Like we played so many crazy jokes and pranks, man. Oh my god, you had to be on your toes during that time period, hanging around Southview, man.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a classic, by the way. The Nick Knock.
Man, well, that's why I say I'm not a fan of pranking. This has been my last one. I say
Mm-hmm.
the last prank I'm gonna say is like when we used to like, first start driving. Right, my homie Dexter. He was
Mm-hmm.
like one of the first people at the car, and he's like the one of the. You know how like we be in a party and like it sucks for one person to have the power of the party because they kick people out.
All right.
He's that type of nigga. So whenever it's time to leave them all, right, he would just run to their car. So you had to be on it. So what he's going to do is he's going to lock you out the car. And he's going to leave you. So man, they did that shit to me at Rivertown. I was mad as hell. He ain't gonna leave you, but he's gonna fake like he leave. He's gonna drive off or whatever. I was mad as hell, bro.
Yeah. See that I wouldn't even want somebody to fake like they're about to like we somewhere else and the nigga might drive off or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I wouldn't like that as shit. But yeah, I definitely like even the prank that I did do, like, faking like you in love with somebody and shit. That's my type of prank and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. So I ain't that all that, like you said, damaging niggas' properties, and I don't know when it became a like classified as a prank to me break your window or some shit like that.
No bull.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, throw a brick through his window. Prank them. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got you.
Like, I don't know. Maybe
Like,
when
nah,
you
man, my window real loud broke, Slim.
yeah, like maybe when you got a bunch of money, shit like that is pranks and all that. But
Yeah.
that
Niggas be like burning shoes and some more stuff.
yeah, like that right now, that ain't a prank.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really they long time friends. As far as I know, going all the way back into what was that, the Husbands of Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
which was a hilarious fake reality TV show.
Hey, oddly enough, you say that. I heard it's coming back. I never watched it, but I did see it's coming back.
Yeah, I would watch that. That show it's funny. That's a funny show. Like I rag on Kevin Hart a lot, but when he's not trying like too hard, he's like definitely funny. Like him, Nick Cannon. They had Robin Thicke on there before he had quit to get back into his music grind or whatever.
Uh-huh.
what's the guy's name? JB Smooth, is that his name?
Yeah, the bald head comedian.
Yeah, he was on there. He's fucking hilarious. I forgot. I'm not gonna remember the other bald head dude. Uh, and the guy who used to be married to Tisha Campbell.
Dwayne Martin.
Yeah, he was on there. He's fucking hilarious. They all hilarious, but yeah,
Yeah,
just I don't know who's going to come back this time around. But as long as it's Kevin Hart and Nick Cannon, which I'm hoping at least as long as that's the core, then they can make anything work. I feel like, you know what I'm saying?
I think Shade Room copied Robin Thicke's post, so I want to say he might be on board for coming back.
Yeah, which he should be because he wasn't when that first came out. Robin Thicke was like still he was like the man with the music still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Which was I was even like it's even funnier to see him be like a fake little comedian because he was married to like who was he talking to at the time? She was like super huge too.
I can't even remember.
They used to always make jokes about it. It was somebody, one of them iconic musicians and shit he was talking to. And she ended up like breaking up with him or something. They used to make a bunch of jokes about it on there and shit. But yeah, that I definitely will watch that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them for that. If they do.
Paula Patton.
Paula Patton, that's who it is. Yep, Paula Patton. Got it. Yep. Good shit right there. Yeah, so used to talk to Paula Patton. And obviously she was the breadwinner, so there was a lot of
I can't believe you're making me want to watch this shit.
No, all I'm gonna ask, right? Just go watch like just go watch like an episode or two, and then you probably gonna want to watch more. It's really fun. It's like funny. It's like funny, real shit. No bullshit. Yeah, and
I think I watched the episode or something back in the day. But yeah,
yeah,
I might have to tap back in.
yeah, a whole bunch of cameos from like celebrities in Hollywood. Like every episode had like a cameo from somebody or different little character. Oh, Nelly too. Nelly was in it too. That's right.
Okay.
He's the other full time. Yeah, and that's because I remember being like surprised by Nelly and Robin Thicke. I was like, I ain't think them niggas was like comedic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they do that and shit. Yeah, go. I urge you go watch a couple episodes, man. I think you'll like it and shit.
All right.
But Kevin Hart was in the news for other news as well. Declining an offer to accompany Jeff Bezos on a trip to outer space. His reason for declining was that when he researched the success rate versus the failure rate of launching into space and people losing their lives, the number was way too close for comfort. He says, this isn't a quote, but I'm going to paraphrase it. If the number was 80-20, maybe even 70-30, I might would have done it. Without getting into specifics, the number's damn near 50-50.
Damn.
He says, 20 years from now, when I'm in my 60s and I've, lived out the fullest of my abilities, kids are grown and can handle their own, and I feel like there's nothing else to accomplish in life, maybe I'll revisit that. But for right now, too much riding to potentially lose it all going into space. How do you feel about that? You agree with him?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even want to go even when I'm older, man. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm scared of roller coasters. Fuck, I like going to space.
It's interesting to see his threshold was as big as it was. My threshold isn't even 70-30. Like 80-20 is enough for me to say, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm more, when it comes to shit like that, when it comes to death, I'm more of a 95-5 would have been my threshold. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's with anything. It's anything like simplistic. Late last year in December, I went to go take a I forgot what kind of test they call it, but basically it's the one where you're running on a treadmill for a certain amount of time, and they got all these wires and shit hooked up to you and shit to measure your heart and your organs and all that while you know exerting energy and stuff.
Okay.
And because at the time I was dealing with like some anxiety issues and whatnot, so I asked them what was the percentage rate of people like passing out, not dying, but passing out like while doing this test. Because at this time I was like heavily out of shape and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So when she pulled up the little number and was like, yeah, it's 99% the one. I think across the country only like a certain amount of people only really passed out from this test, and you can count them on two hands. And when she said that, I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can do this." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that for a whole country, that's not bad. You know, so my threshold is pretty high. Like it has to be damn near, you know, impossible for it to happen almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like you though. I don't like roller coasters. I worked at Six Flags for a few summers, a few years. That turned me off completely from roller coasters. Um, I done I done seen way more space crabs explode and burn than I've seen niggas go to space and come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I'm cool.
the most iconic besides the nigga landing on the moon. After that, the most iconic space shit was when shit was blowing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And pieces of the rocket ship scattering throughout the whole country and all that silly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm good on that shit, man. Until niggas change that number, yeah, fuck it. So the invitation was declined to Jeff Bezos, who then in turn took a couple of other, I guess, celebs, maybe not in our culture, but celebrities on this trip. And you were saying that he donated 100 million to who?
It's Van Lathan. Whew. I'm not sure what Van Lathan is. I think is he with CNN or some shit like that? I think he's like with CNN or some shit like that.
Yeah, I have no idea. Cool
Yeah.
name. Cool name though. Cool
It's the
name.
guy you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Is the guy who cried doing the whole Trump thing and shit?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Him,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah. Got 100, no strings attached. He can do whatever he want with it because he won some humanitarian award. So his award on top of that was 100 million to do whatever you want with it.
I couldn't imagine 100. We was talking about 100,000 and
Right.
200,000, but 100 million.
All my good people around me who did right by me, they good.
Yeah.
They good, bro.
Facts. Everybody
Like we
gonna
always talk
get.
about in the party, we hit the lottery and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Niggas is good, bro.
Yeah, niggas is good. I probably buy two houses, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast. Um, be good. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna fake. I'm gonna ball out a little bit, bro. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna do good.
we talked about it.
I'm gonna have me some nice cars. I mean, maybe like at least two nice cars and like an everyday jump. It's funny because like I was when I went to Forestville Mall, I seen a Bentley. Seen a Bentley I wanted.
Oh yeah,
It was getting towed.
he said was
I
getting
don't know
told.
why, but it was on top of that tow truck when I was going to Five and Below. But them Jones sexy. I probably got to get me one of them things. Yeah. You
Yeah,
know, I always love my clothes and shoes.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you already a avid shoe collector. So I could just
Yeah, my
imagine what
shit gonna
shit
be
would look
crazy.
like.
And that's what I was trying to tell Fly Guy. He's always like, I ain't buying no more shoes. Nigga, you buy shoes now, you broke, nigga. You get that type of money, you not just gonna stop liking shoes. Like, come on now. You
Uh-huh.
stop when I stop buying shoes. I ain't gonna say you gonna go stupid crazy, but you gonna get some stuff. Like you still buying
Mm-hmm.
shoes now, you don't have the money. We don't even have jobs and you're buying shoes. Imagine if you get 100 million or whatever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you could a cop, bro.
Yeah, and I would like because we was having this debate, and I was like, I wouldn't be big on the cars,
Mm-hmm.
but I would, I would. My balling out is probably going to come from the houses. If
Okay.
this, yeah, like, because I would want everything in the fucking house
Mm-hmm.
and around it. One, I would get like a bunch of land surrounding it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, I would want like a basketball court inside and out.
Okay.
Football field outside. I would want like a movie theater in the crib. Like a couple of sections in the house, like where it's like, I guess they can be like real type of rooms, but like prop rooms that like shoot films and scenes and shit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. True.
Yeah. So like my shit would be souped up house-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely could trick out the house too. I definitely would want some of that stuff, and like
Yeah.
a big ass game room or some shit like that.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yes,
I would
sir.
definitely like get some of them old arcade games and definitely have like some nice TV set up for like the new systems and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely would trick out the houses too. But it's like I like the idea of a big house, but like I don't because like you see what happened. And that chink's knock on wood, like with all these people breaking in these houses and stuff like that. That's like a lot. I mean, granted, you had the money for security systems and security guards and stuff like that, but sheesh.
Yeah. I would yeah, I would have like people probably living with me more than likely. Um
Yeah, you can have a big enough house to do that.
yeah, security, like you said, security. Unfortunately, you just will have to have guns on deck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, as long as you got paperwork for everything,
all right.
and you ain't.
Armed guards with that too.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody
um,
got straps.
yeah. So all that, and the fact that you were still like would try to be somewhat like low key, like you don't
Right,
want to post videos with your address in the background and shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah, don't be
So
out here flaunting and you know what I'm saying. Bring the wolves to the house.
yeah. Like I that kind of money. I guess besides going on party vacations to different places, there's really no reason to even like flaunt. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah. And I still like I just noticed that like I don't post a lot on IG now.
Right.
So like I like you know what I'm saying, like I think like, my last post was like during the pandemic, like probably almost a year ago. My last skit I did when you know what I'm saying I was with the boys, but like yeah, I wouldn't post shit.
Oh yeah. I ain't know it's been that long and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
So
gotta get back more active, man.
yeah, facts. So oh like active with the skits or
That too, I ain't just my IG is dry, man.
oh yeah. I'm a fucking I go through little periods where it's like I be having to force myself to keep pressing and shit.
Hmm.
Cause I'm really contrary to people's beliefs and shit. I'm really just not a people person like that. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's interesting.
Yeah. Like I'm around so many people. I need to me, I'm a balanced person, so I need balance. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that I'm with you with that too. Like I
Yeah.
definitely would need my space too. Like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes
So
I could be a socialite and then I'm like an introvert. You know what I'm saying?
right. And I'm just like that too. So however much time I spend with like people, I need that same amount of time alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, just but you know, with the whole social media thing, that shit's that's a different animal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause that shit. that shit like hella corny for real.
Yeah.
So that'd be a thing in itself. But then you get like the good spots. You know what I'm saying? I posted on Facebook. I deleted it now, but I posted on Facebook earlier that Deion Sanders' son followed me on Instagram and shit.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely like we was like going to talk to shit in the parties, or whatever. I was definitely gonna ask you how that came about.
So I follow him on Instagram or whatever, and well, I follow him on Twitter and Instagram. Instagram for sure. I think I might have just seen like somebody repost him on Twitter, and maybe that's why I'm seeing it or whatever. So he had posted like a music video, and I had reposted the jump to my story like the other night. Like it was like late at night or whatever. And I tagged him in the jump. I just tagged him in it, saying the jump was fire and shit. That's how I do everybody when I repost that shit to my stories. And so he had like the jump. You know how the jump it automatically make like a DM.
Okay.
Yeah, so the jump it make a DM or whatever, and he had liked the jump, and then he reposted it to his story. And so I had reposted that to my story that he reposted it. So I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Baby prime, you know what I'm saying? That's all right
Yes,
right there.
sir.
So, I've been on Instagram sparingly, but I haven't really been on like since or whatever. So, the story been gone. Like I said, I think this was like Tuesday night, I think. So the story been gone.
Okay.
And then I just so happened to get on today. And at first I was like, now I must be tripping or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's something from like it's about to say like they archived the story or some shit from Deion Sanders Jr. But when I look and I'm like, they don't say you following me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I go to his page and I'm like, he got 150K followers. He only following 500 people. And I'm one of the 500. Like, that's crazy. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope. That's dope, man.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm really appreciative of that. And it'd be like little stuff like that just kind of, it's make the process be worth it and shit. Just little recognitions here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, niggas definitely came a long way, man.
Man, get followed by the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
The baby goat, man.
I just gotta score like one of them viral jumps, and then we just all good,
Yeah, I'm telling you, once you get that jump, man, you can be all from running, man.
Man, that's gonna be a wrap. Like I said, people, I was like everybody, like you said, everybody that's just been down with like the cause or a cause, you know what I'm saying? And, like whatever niggas trying to do, niggas gonna do. Let's just go from there and shit. But yeah, that definitely was real dope and shit. So I think we covered all. Did we cover all the topics?
I think that was just about everything.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, man. I written the stuff down, but sometimes I might have.
That's crazy. That is everything.
Yeah. Cool. So then
I think the only thing we didn't talk about was
what's that?
Kanye. How do you feel about what's going on with Kanye, man? My man buried himself into the Atlanta Stadium.
Yeah, Mercedes
making the album.
I'm slightly disappointed because the album was supposed to come out last Friday.
Yeah, a lot of people are like sick.
And instead of dropping the album, he just he sold out a stadium for a listening party, which was basically he just probably just made this money to pay the stadium so he could live there. I music wise, Kanye is a genius to me. Not really a big fan of like how he handles this stuff, but I know he's unorthodox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about and ask you about, man.
What's that?
Just like the extra stuff that he does. Like he's like walking around with like a pantyhose on his head. like as a face mask, like an old bank robber, and
Yeah,
like is it really that essential that you need to live in a stadium to create music?
yeah. The weird thing about artists is that you never know what can inspire them in that moment. So
True.
when he went to go do that, that listening party, something might have happened there, or he might have felt like a certain vibe or something like that to the point where he's just like, I can't leave here till I finish this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's like well, not music wise, but that's how a lot of like painters and all those type of artists would be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, I guess, give him the benefit of the doubt. I guess, you know what I'm saying. But I'm one of the ones that was sick about the album not coming out. I really was looking forward to it.
Yeah. That kind of fell off of Kanye's music.
Mm-hmm.
One, because like it hasn't been that great, and then with his antics as of late, still not gonna make me, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
listen to it. But for the sake of the podcast, I'm pretty sure we might want to discuss and give an album breakdown or something like that. I will be listening to this music. Even though I haven't listened to like his last, maybe 2 albums. But I will listen to this for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, I definitely will. We definitely could do an album breakdown. I like doing those. Yeah, other than that, man, the antics, I'm not a big fan of the antics either. But if that's what drives him, then I guess have at it, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you ready to get into these what the fuck facts?
Yep.
Okay. So I stumbled upon this fact because I was looking at some wrestling things and this just so happened to pop up in a different thumbnail, so I ended up reading up on it and it turned out to be true. So we're both huge wrestling fans. And did you know that Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler?
No, I did not.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, before getting into politics, was one of the most successful wrestlers in the history of mankind. Wrestled 300 matches and only retired because he finally lost his first match. Abraham Lincoln's wrestling match record is 299-1.
Wow. That is crazy.
And when he lost, he got into politics.
Yeah, and then excelled there. That man was a legend.
I was reading up on it. When I research stuff, I do like the Googles, and then I do. I went to YouTube, watched like a little video. Niggas in the comments were saying like, "That's why I love people." Like niggas was trolling and whatnot. So niggas like, yeah, and I bet that first L was the either Hulk Hogan or Randy Savage. They weren't putting over nobody. Them niggas weren't putting over nobody. Somebody was like, I forgot what's the name of dude that assassinated him.
I can't remember.
I think a John Wilkes Booth or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that was his first L. John Wilkes Booth. Yeah, John Wilkes Booth. Finisher was called the Bullet or something like that. Something like that. Niggas, niggas is acting up. Niggas
is acting up in the comment section, bro. They be some of the most wildest niggas on the earth, man.
Facts. But yeah, I did my research on it. It turned out to be true. I did not know Abraham Lincoln was a wrestling guru.
That is crazy. Man, you found some of the wildest facts.
Oh, and that was an accident though. I wasn't even trying to look for like facts. I was just reading up on like different little wrestlers
Right.
and shit. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but still, man, that's crazy. That's a crazy find.
saying?
All right, so my fact, you kind of that's why you the goat, man. You kind of segue into it. You mentioned this website,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Do you
Okay.
know about the creation, how YouTube came about?
Mm-mm.
All right, so we talked about this gentleman earlier today. Jeff Bezos, was a co-founder of a small little website called PayPal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And three of his workers from PayPal, they branched off and they wanted to make a video dating service website. So, you know what I'm saying? Like if you looking for somebody, you could upload a video to hook up with someone,
Okay.
potentially. That fell through and birthed YouTube. But do you know why they
Mm-mm.
turned that service into YouTube?
Why?
The iconic moment of Janet Jackson nip slip at the Super Bowl. It was so hard for one of the founders of YouTube, or what it was called, Tune In Hook Up. That was the dating website name.
Okay.
So it was so hard for them to find that clip of Janet Jackson's nip slip. He thought, we should do something about that. And that's what birthed YouTube, a place for
Wow. To keep
videos
video
like
records.
that and for you to upload stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just wild blunders and stuff like that. And that's what birthed YouTube. He seen a calling, a niche for
Wow.
them type of videos, and that was birth YouTube.
Wow. So a couple of different things impressed me about that. One, that goddamn Jeff Bezos, man.
Right. Money over top of money over top of money over. Sheesh.
got,
Tesla, PayPal, like
Amazon.
yeah, man.
He got goddamn Bezos, man. And two, did he invent, not him, but other cuz you're talking about, did he invent YouTube to be a creep?
He might have. My man wanted to see the nip slip, man.
Yeah, we just gotta make something so I ain't
I want to
gotta
see it.
right. Just log on and see it whenever I want to. Yeah, that's yeah, that's a great find too. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I didn't, as much as we've been on YouTube, I guess I never sat down and thought like, damn, who had this idea? You know what
Yeah, how did
I'm
it come about and stuff? You know what I'm saying?
saying?
Like I said,
Right.
I've been on YouTube like since like almost its inception. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't
Uh-huh.
even know it was its inception that long. I didn't know YouTube was so fresh, but I've been on it for so long, and for me, just now to hearing this story of how it came about from a dating service that failed
Mm-hmm.
and turned to what we have today.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that learn something new every day, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. So, are we doing the big ups?
I got a different one. You can do a big up. I got a new segment. It's called A Dog. Like you know how black people is. Like when we gotta have a conversation, we just like A dog,
Oh,
A dog, me holler at you,
all
dog. Right.
right, I'll lead the way.
So Xavier Howard, cornerback for the Miami Dolphins. You
Mm-hmm.
know me, I'm a big advocate of players get your money,
Mm-hmm.
but he is potentially messing up for other people because Xavier already got paid when he requested a payday. Still has 4 years left on his contract and is asking for another payday.
Mm.
And I feel that's a bit much. Granted, he's been balling, coming off a 10 interception year, but
Oh.
still, man, like, come on. Like, we can't pay you every year. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
We're not gonna keep redoing your contract every year.
Yes, I'm an advocate for players getting their money, but you have to get your money when it's time to get your money.
Okay.
Like you signed that contract. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's the same thing as like how I feel about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't want to sign like the a 6-7 year deal, you want to be free after 2021. Say that in the deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the only people obligated to sign like lengthy contracts is rookies when they first get drafted. I think.
Yeah. You're not obligated to, but for you to get that type of money, they're gonna want to have you. Like your thing is like with contract. You got to meet in the middle. So if you want 100 million, whatever, they're gonna want to have you for X amount of years. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I mean, you have your stance. I disagree a little bit with it.
Okay.
Because like what I'm saying. Say for instance, say you're a running back, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a long shelf life. But you come in, and granted, you're a rookie and you're balling, and they're running you down to the ground. They don't really have a passing game.
All right.
You don't, what I'm saying? You won 2 rushing records.
Okay, Stu. Okay.
And now it's time for you coming up on your what? 3rd, 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want your money? You want, you know what I'm saying?
I would inquire about it, and I guess it just depends. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's 2 years left on the deal, you maybe could, do that. But you said Xavier Howard got 4 years left.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, you said he got 4 years. Like that
he
that
just
means
got
like
paid, so I'm not a fan of that.
He just signed a deal yesterday or something. You got
yeah. Like he literally probably just signed a deal like a year ago.
Right.
Like, they just paid him. So I'm not a fan of that. But like for a person who's balling out, who's at the end of towards the end of the contract, and you're like super exceeding your contract.
Yeah,
and granted, a rookie, you know what I'm saying, it's a standard contract.
Right.
There ain't too much wiggle room they can really do with a rookie jump. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I could give you halfway through the contract or coming towards the end of it. I can give you that, but
because like these owners, they can cut you, trade you, however. You know what I'm saying? Whenever.
Right. Yeah. I guess I get both sides. You know what I'm saying? The running back situation where you said a nigga coming off 2 rushing titles and
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Was that Zeke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I could see him doing that. You a rookie, you coming out of college, back-to-back rushing titles. Even with a down year, still was low key putting in work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still almost at 1,000.
Yeah, so that's what evaporated O-line, eviscerated due to injuries and
no threat of a quarterback. His back went down.
Right. So
niggas know. Oh yeah, Zeke in the ball. Let's go ahead and pack it in, y'all. Put 8-9 in this box.
He's still kind of doing his thing. So yeah, that's like understandable. But 4 years left. Come on, bro.
Yeah, he's wilding. That's why they had to have confidence. A-dog. You messing up for people who really need their money, and who deserving of a new contract.
Right.
And good luck being traded, because like no one's going to want to deal with that headache. And then even if they do, damn, they got to renegotiate with a knucklehead who just came off 10 interceptions. He know he gonna want that bag.
I ain't gonna lie though. That is impressive though.
It is. But that's the whole thing about negotiations and knowing when to cash in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he cashed in too early.
yeah, because a lot of we talked about this the other day too. A lot of like athletes they scared to bet on themselves.
Right. That's what I was just about to say.
And remember, I was telling you the other day about once we traded Kemba, us having like the cap space to sign another max player, because Jaylen Brown signed his extension too early before he fuck around and was making the All-Star team and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now he getting the bag, but it ain't a max bag.
Right.
So, you know, if he'd have bet on himself, he'd have been getting like a max. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Tatum max is like 150. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen got a max for like 85, 90. You know what I'm saying? So that I know you can get hurt. Hopefully niggas carry you like how they carried Dak. You know what I'm saying? Dak was betting on himself, got hurt. They still blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Xavier Howard.
Hey, wow.
I don't know. So let me ask you this, right?
Okay.
Let's say like they reworked the deal and now he getting the bag he feel like he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
And then the season happens and he goes from 10 interceptions to giving up a bunch of touchdowns. If the team asks for the money back, does he give it back?
No. Nope. He's definitely not going to give it back.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. That's a good segment right there.
Yeah, and it ain't gonna be like no. It ain't got to be an every day, every podcast. But whenever it calls for, man. Like the shout outs. I don't think I have a shout out. I could maybe my joint will be Simone if we get to it. But
yeah, that's what I was
what you got?
That's what I was gonna shout out. Simone Biles, man. Shout out to her because it takes a lot of strength to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes even more strength to actually take the actions of sitting the world down and getting it up off your shoulders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
24, 26 gold medals. Mental health is everything. If people not treating you fairly, you don't have to put up with nobody's nothing. You made it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wish more people would think like that because people feel like you gotta put up with this and that. You got people going through unnecessary stress and traumas and all this type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for some bullshit.
Yeah. So shout out to her. Soon as you peep a little funny business, oh yeah, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, that bullshit.
Exactly. I'm gone. So yeah, shout out to her. That's my shout out for the day.
Yeah, I echo the same thing because I ain't really have a shout out. I'm about to say that's the only thing I can do. Well, person I can give a shout out to Simone. And summed it up well, man.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, this has been another Head for the Hills podcast, and we out.
Bye.